Okay, we are here for this instead. Oh, not VPN. Sorry.
Channel and just take on whatever the opposite of whatever the dominant.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Ladies
All right, I gotta speed this up, okay? This thing is 3 hours long.
and gentlemen of the VOD, we
It's
are
crazy.
putting something together because there has been
All right,
some.
good luck.
I'll describe it from my perspective, Fellrunner, even if you don't agree with
This should be fun.
my perspective.
I see that Connor also cut his hair in solidarity with me. Nice. Cool.
There has been some harsh feelings in the community amongst Dooby, who has been a Twitch and YouTube political participant for a very long time. I started debating him all the way back in probably late 2019, summer of 2020. We met on the Prime Kai Rev
Connor really fucked up his bangs. Yeah, sure.
Roundtable, a Twitch and YouTube political show that I still do on occasion. Matter of fact, I'm going to be doing that show again on Monday. So Dooby and I have long history. Dooby has been a suspicious character. I've analogized him to Varys from Game of Thrones, where I don't think that he's ever done anything necessarily malicious to me, or that I think it has been beyond the pale and evil.
By the way, Connor, dude, I don't even know who Varys is, but Connor compares me to the mountain. I'm not joking. Connor says that I am the mountain from Game of Thrones. I'm going to repeat that one more time, okay? Because I'm not joking, okay? Connor thinks I am the mountain in GOT, Game of Thrones. You're basically saying I am manlier than you, which could be interpreted as a transphobic thing. But at the same time, you know, I'm going to take that as a compliment, actually.
But that doesn't mean that, people aren't willing and able to criticize his behavior in reference to some of his machinations. And I think even if you ask Dooby yourself, he'll say, oh yeah, I've done some secret squirrel Twitch and YouTube political bullshit in the past.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Okay. I'll keep going. But yeah,
This is on 1.5 speed, by the way. I'm going to go to 2. Fuck this.
that's kind of my position. And then Dooby, I would say, has been a kind of like hang out in the chat in the cog. Obviously, he oils, but I don't feel like he's particularly influenced my opinions in reference to Israel-Palestine or in reference to Destiny. Matter of fact, I would say all of my criticisms of Destiny can be made without a single.
You just be calling you an essayer. Okay, but you wouldn't be choosing the mountain if you want to talk about, oh yeah, this person is like an essayer, right? You wouldn't be choosing the mountain, right? Like, I'm just being real here. I don't think you would choose the mountain because there's a lot of other characters you can point to that is far less intimidating, but has also essayed, right? Yeah.
Single snarker piece of information. So I think the characterization that Dewey just came in and started throwing money around, and that's why I hate Steven now. I think that the only way that you can make that argument was from a position of ignorance. However, there are people who are uncomfortable with Dewey's presence in the community, since he does kind of hang out with what people are derisively referring to as snarkers. Fellrunner, my chief mod on Discord and one of my mods on.
Yeah, Connor's actually bald right now. I'm gonna be real. I think he gave up before he even tried when it comes to his hair.
YouTube has been one of the people who has been hostile to Dewey's presence in the community and in chat. And it seems that hostility has reached, I don't want to say like a boiling point. I don't think you guys are on the verge of like actually killing each other or anything. But it's reached a point where we at least need to hash out our differences so we understand our differences. I'm going to be trying to talk as little as possible. I think the main reason why I'm here is just to make sure that if people start screaming, calling each other slurs, and speaking over each other, that I can interrupt that flow and try to make the conversation communicable again. So Dooby, did you have anything that you wanted to say before Fellrunner?
Oh, apparently this one person, this is like one of their A-loggers, apparently. Benji0465. I see that this person is in Reservoir server. Yikes. Good.
Starts asking you questions and maybe pressing you on your answers?
No, I'm ready for whatever.
Okay,
Ask me whatever.
Well, chat, I'm going to try to start up a video game in the background. If it does end up being too much of a chug for my computer, I think this content is more important than my video game happiness. So we'll see how that works. But
oh, thank you.
Valorfax, aka Fellrunner,
For the 5.
the floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much. I apologize if I suddenly drop. I might get a phone call from my family. They've been calling me all now. All right, so Dooby, just first, I just want to start kind of from the beginning of the timeline where you started managing a politics Discord, how you got ownership, and when you became like the architect of how it should go, or whatever you want to describe it as. So I think we took over the server in 2017, I think. In fact, some of the videos I posted yesterday in the chat where you're asking for like our old AMAs and shit. Like I think in one of them, you can actually hear the original owner of the politics server. When he owned the server, it was called March Against Trump. It was like a explicitly like lefty server. I stumbled onto it through He Will Not Divide Us, like Shia LaBeouf, that whole thing where they were doing where they're like staring at a camera and just shitting He Will Not Divide Us constantly. I used to watch that like while I was in my office. I just have it up on the screen because I thought it was fucking hilarious and interesting. And one day I noticed that they were like responding to people. They seemed to be like looking at something on their phone and then talking to people on the camera. It's like, oh, there's like a chat room somewhere, right, where they're talking to people. So I wanted to see that. So I wanted to communicate with them too because I thought it was pretty fucking weird and funny. So I looked for one and I found like this really janky website with like Pepe all over it. And then in there I found a link to a Discord server, and it happened to be the poll Discord server, like not politics, like the 4chan poll server. Hung out in there for a little bit, trolling the Nazis. And so just like they were like fuck with like there's like a place, like Reddit place, and we like ping one dot at a time, whatever on this big thing. So I hung out there for a bit, trolling them, fucking up the swastikas, and then they were raiding a server called March Against Trump. And then I joined in with the raid, and I found this is an actual like political server, people are debating. So I sit there. That's how I got to politics, or that server. Then what I would do early on is I would join a voice channel and just take on whatever the opposite of whatever the dominant position was. Or sometimes just come up with like I'd be a Muslim one day, like just fully arguing from an Islamic perspective against Christianity, against like Western values, whatever the fuck. It was to make people mad, and I get lots of people in the voice channel to argue with me. And the next day I was a Catholic, and the next day I was a fucking Buddhist, and the next day I was an atheist, right, like a fucking Reddit atheist. And I do this all the time. Like this was like this is what I would do on the side while I was working, like grinding being paperwork and shit, just to like entertain myself. The
owner of the server, a guy called That Sass, I think noticed that I was able to pull in big crowds into the voice channels because people fucking hated me from all sides. So he asked me to be a mod. Right? So I was like, sure, whatever. That's how I became a mod. And then from there, it just kind of, over time, we started doing AMAs. I started hosting those AMAs. I became eventually his right-hand man kind of person, right, for a bit. And early on, a lot of what I would do is just building engagement in the community. That was kind of my job, which was fun for me. I got to talk to lots of interesting people, and that's about it. Eventually, the server got like, I think that's like 15,000 people.
Can I interrupt briefly?
Sure.
I do have about, I would say, an hour and 45 minutes. I do have my kids today. So while I am happy to sit here and listen to the lore of the server, I'm assuming that these
Thank you so much for your 10 sterling.
questions are pointed in a certain direction, like, did you do something unethical in order to become, one of the owners of the server? So as long as we can kind of like,
I will shorten it. I'll be trying to
push to the meat. I would appreciate it.
Yeah. So TLDR, eventually the owner, That Sass, he realized he's just an alcoholic piece of shit, would treat people really badly, would ban 15, 20 people at a time just for disagreeing with him, speaking over him, yada yada. And we just felt like he was very abusive to the community. So myself and the other admins, we decided to kick him out because we just felt like he was a toxic person. And he's basically...
I see that Connor is beginning to gender transition to becoming a skinhead. I hope that Connor goes well in his gender transition, okay? Good luck.
Using the server as like an ego boost for himself. So what we did was we mass banned I think 12,000 members, pushed them to push out invites to the backup server, and then I think we got it down to like 3,000 users before he woke up and stopped us. And so then we had 2,000 on the backup server, which we controlled. Then he had 3,000 on the main server, and then we had Discord wars for a bit, trying to sabotage each other for like back and forth for like 6 months or something. And eventually his server was deleted, and then we merged the communities back together, and now we have politics. That's how I got in charge or to control. And to be clear, like I said, I took control. Like there's really the founder team on the server were like equals, right? And there are three of us left from the original like founder team. And so it's not really that I run the server; it's we run the server. I just happen to be like the PR guy, basically the most public.
Yeah, I feel like you're the face. I feel like you're the owner because people are calling you the right.
So this is Valorfax here, the person who's speaking right now. Now this is Fellrunner, and this is like I think this is Connor's number 1 mod. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'm not entirely sure. I think this is his number 1 mod, but I honestly don't know. Okay. And he has issues with Dooby. He's been going super hard against Dooby apparently, and apparently Dooby and Connor does not appreciate it. And Connor, I'm pretty sure Connor threatened to demod Fellrunner because he's been challenging Dooby. Yeah, that's literally it. It's pretty nuts actually. Yeah.
It's not fair exactly if we're the 3 other people. That's fine. All right, so this is where I want to go next with this, right? Can you just walk me through all of your public-facing alts from the beginning of your time with as the representative of the politics server all the way through up to now? The ones I don't need the secret ones, and I don't need the ones that no one knows about. I just need the ones that obviously everybody knows about. And then I want you to explain what happened with those alts and why you had to switch to a new alt.
Okay, so when you say alt, do you mean like my main accounts, or do you mean so when you say alt account,
this is what I would
every regular on the server knows that Ezekiel is my alt account. Because I don't care about it. Channels to spawn new members with that one.
This is what I want to focus on. My question is asked more like, what are your alts and why were they disabled or banned, and why did you have to make a new one? I don't care if you have a bunch you have 500 other alts that you just use for fun. I want the ones that were a problem, and specifically the ones that are related to your politics server.
Yeah, I think so. Just because, so when you're saying alts, I think you mean like Discord accounts, like other Dooby accounts, basically.
Only Discord. I'm only talking about your Discord server right now.
Yeah, I know, but other Dooby accounts on Discord, basically, is what you're saying. Like the account before this one was disabled by Discord, for example. You're talking about like that account, and the account before that was disabled.
Yeah, and so include that, but walk me from the earliest one through that you're comfortable giving me. You don't have to give me a secret one.
No, it's totally fine. So I think the oldest one that was disabled was because of the politically provoked Discord server. I think Connor probably remembers this lady, Brit, was politically provoked. So she was trying to build up a Discord server. She knew me from like panels and shit, and we had actually when this whole shit happened with Destiny, I thought that was a Brit you were talking about, so that was like very discombobulated. But yeah, so she asked me to help her set up a Discord server. I was like, sure, whatever. So I asked Square Pusher, who's one of the other founders on politics, to come over with me, join their server, and just set up the bots, word filters, mod perms, like commands, shit like that. So we were doing that.
Why is it like everyone? I took this from someone else, okay, but like it always sounds like these people are like the most low T individuals to ever exist. Like the biggest snarkers are always the ones with the lowest testosterone, okay? I have no fucking idea why the fuck I have bigger balls, more testosterone, a bigger dick, okay, than all of these guys combined, okay? I cannot have that much testosterone, all right? It's impossible because I take T suppressors, which makes no sense. It's just these people, all right? These people are so unwell, all right? These people are so unmanly, okay? But they always try to compensate for their insecurity by snarking, right? Because snarking makes them feel heard, seen, right? Noticed. It's sickening.
And we both had admin perms to set us up for her. And then like the next morning I wake up and my account's been disabled, right? For like I think it was like hate speech or some shit like this, right? And I was like, well, what the fuck? So then I figure out that server had actually been nuked by Discord like 3 or 4 times before, and she just remade it with the same name, the same fucking like same name on the owner account and everything. So they just got reported again, and Discord banned it again. And because we had admin perms on the server, my account was disabled. Square Pusher's account was disabled. That's like the first one I think about that I lost. So that was very annoying. But I think after that, the next one was, I think it was last year, the year before. I think it might be the one that Destiny put on Twitter with the child safety thing. And I posted that, I just got the screenshot. I don't know if Connor's going to show the screenshot. But so the context of the child safety ban, there's like 2 child safety bans actually. First one is somebody asked me if I thought like a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old dating was okay.
Oh, yeah, wait. So this is Steven's tweet. It says, "Hey Dooby, one of your many banned accounts was Dooby 8008, right? Or yeah. Is it true your Discord account was terminated for infringements related to the protection of minors?" And if we zoom in here, you can see that I'm assuming this is Dooby's ID. It says that protection of minors, you broke Discord's rules regarding child safety. And then this is partial suppression, and then it was terminated. Dude.
And I said, it's okay age-wise, I guess, but I don't think kids should be dating at that age. That was my
Was that a mass report, or was that like one person reported you and then they just like disabled you for that? Like, you don't have to dwell on these, but I do want more clarity on that.
The thing is, it's hard to know if there's like a mass report or just like, because Discord around this time started using AI moderation for like reports, and their AI moderation or like scanning of reports is very, very, very bad. It was very bad back then. It's so bad now. Like I've seen people like banned for saying that they don't like British food, right? And they get banned for like hate speech. Like it's very, very bad.
Is this an admin account that you would normally use on the politics server, or is there some other like mod? Okay.
Yeah, no,
and you've disputed like that whole thing. Is there some kind of like process to dispute these kinds of things?
Yeah. So basically you can what's the word I'm looking for? Appeal it. But typically Discord does not respond to those. And
just leave you in the lurch.
It's very, very difficult. Yeah. And
I imagine that's hard.
When I lost that account owned the server, right? Is what we used to do is we would like transfer the server ownership around between the founders, like sporadically.
You can't have like 4 owners. You have to like one person has to do it.
So we just transferred around. It's like a show of trust, basically, right? So we are all equals. We all own the server, so we just like transferred around, to whoever. So my account owned the server at the time. So when it was disabled, the server had no owner account, right? For like I think like 2 years or some shit, because we were trying to get Discord to transfer it to one of the other admin accounts, and they just wouldn't do it. So and this went on for like 2 years. We eventually had to send them like a fucking letter in legalese to get them to transfer it over to us. Like that's how irritating it was. So yeah, so Discord very rarely even responds to the appeals. Very, very rarely gives any. You get like bot responses basically when you appeal.
Got it. Any other accounts besides that one?
So after that account, I think the next one was the I don't know. I think this was in Wix server, but it's hard for me to look at the context. But the message is literally just replace this with Destiny as one of his, or remake this with Destiny in one of his orbiters. I think I said that in Wix server. It's from like August of 2025. But I don't know the context of it. Right? But that was also reported for child safety, and then that account was also disabled for child safety.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
And then I think was part of like
what was that account again?
I'm sorry.
The name of it?
That was another Dooby account. That's another Dooby account. Yeah.
Okay. Is that the last one that was banned, and then you're on your current one?
I'm trying to think. I think there was one more. I think there's one more, but I can't remember. I'll just look for it while you're talking. But yeah, basically, I think 2 for child safety, 1 for the hate speech thing from politically provoked. But the child safety thing, I think, again, is me saying that I don't think kids should be dating at those ages at 14 and 16. And the other one is me saying something about Destiny.
We have no idea whether or not to verify that. So one thing I would probably ask for is Dooby needs to produce evidence that it is because he mentioned a benign comment, and that is why he got his Discord shit shut down, okay? Because otherwise, I'm not going to believe that. Considering like the shit that he was doing in his server, I'm going to assume that this is a lie, okay? This Dooby guy lies as he breathes, okay? Like this guy, he is such a prolific, compulsive liar. Like I have never met a compulsive liar IRL ever until I came to this space. This space was the first time I have ever encountered like compulsive liars. Like some of these compulsive liars are like, they're so used to lying throughout their entire life that they will not give a tell. They will not give a tell because, yeah, just so you know, okay, a lot of Dooby's shit is so fucking inconsistent and makes absolutely no sense. All right. Yeah, nothing like matches up. Okay, literally nothing matches up, but okay, yeah.
And in orbiter, which was reported for child safety, and I think that was like a mass report kind of thing. Because I've also had like a warnings put on my account for like the same period for like a copyright infringement, which is really funny. So I think in this period, that like DG's years were just reporting my account a ton. Because those I was able to appeal, and it was just like removed very, very quickly.
Is there like a non-doxable way for you to show that like that was the reason that they gave you and the whatever email or something you got? Okay, I'm not looking at it. Okay, cool.
No, I'll pull it up. I'll put it in the group chat for you.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on. So the next thing I want to say, like I understand there's controversy with that PDF document and all that crap. Like if you don't want to talk about that, I'm happy to move on. I have other questions.
Talk about literally whatever.
Okay, so with that document, just talk to me about that one. Like, why did that document get created? Like, what the heck were these people even trying to do? That was a crazy thing that I read about, and I just found out about it, and I was like, whoa, this is nuts. Like, what was that situation?
But so to be clear, like, which PDF document are you talking about? Just to be
The PDF document I'm talking about is Politics: A Closer Look, and it was created by the Hans guy.
Yeah, so Hans was former admin on Politics. No, he was just an admin on Politics. And he'd been banned before for trying to take on the server, and then he was banned for like 6 months, and we gave him another shot. He said, "Oh, I changed. I'm sorry, blah blah." So we let him back on, and this was like a multi-year fucking plot that he had to try to get the server either taken down or transferred over to him. So he went into mod chat and he documented like mods making an edgy joke, took screenshots out of context, right? And then he compiled all these into a PDF document that he was sure will get the server either deleted or transferred over to him. So of course I put in the announcements when we got it because I thought it was really funny, so everybody could see it. And he was trying to reach out to Discord directly. He actually got in touch with them. I think some dude who was like their CFO or some shit over LinkedIn, got a response, and then that went nowhere because the document was ridiculous. And then, eventually the beans were spilled. One of the people involved got into some relationship drama, and through that, they ratted out their girlfriend or whatever who was involved in helping put this document together. And then we pieced it all together and we found, oh shit, there's like a group of people who've been plotting to take down the server or get it transferred over to them for the last like year and a half. So yeah, that's what that was. And then we had like an inquisition where we trying to get people. We already knew who was involved. We're trying to get them to come forward themselves, so we could give them some mercy. And once we didn't come forward themselves, we banned.
Can you be a little more clear?
I frankly don't give a single flying fuck about the lore of the server. I don't care. Why? But apparently Dooby thinks it's always relevant. Dooby apparently thinks that, oh yeah, the lore of everything is always going to be relevant when it comes to his current allegations and shit. None of that matters. What the fuck are you doing right now? What are you doing right now, man? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your history, your lore, all right? Keep your gay little lore to yourself. Ew, gross. Get away from me.
On the motivation, like, what does this guy even want? He just wants to be in charge?
No, he's very, very lefty. Like, he doesn't like that we allow transphobic people, homophobic people. He's very, very, very lefty. Like, he's one of those people that wants, he's very, like, I guess woke is what you'd call. He's like a woke kind of person.
I gotta start moving, so my sound's gonna be all annoying. Sorry. Okay, so do you mind if I ask you questions about the document?
No, go for it.
I think you already said it. Okay, so do you have a way, if you recall, which pictures are fake?
I don't think any of them are fake, if I remember correctly. I think there's some that are taken out of context.
I asked because I saw that you had posted an announcement in your Discord, basically kind of outlining what happened, and you said, like, here's the document, and some of these screenshots are fake, some of them are out of context, and some of them are just edgy jokes that people didn't,
I can pull it up again real quickly, because I don't, this is like, what, a year or two ago? So I don't remember everything that was in there.
2 years. That's a while ago.
Obviously, the time I was more aware what was in there, so I can pull it up real quick and just look at it.
Okay, I have like really just one specific focus on the document.
Sure.
Let me just get my notes. Okay, so
we only saved on my PC. Okay, what's up?
Bro, can Connor not play a fucking video game while all of this is going on? I feel like this is pretty important content, right? When it comes to Dooby allegations. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, a way to cuck the content. You're such a cucker of content. Oh, it's so cringe. Why?
I'm looking for it. Oh, okay, you already answered this for me. So this guy's I'm sorry. This guy's a lefty, right? You're saying that? And then he didn't like certain people in your Discord, and you described them as undesirables. And I would like you to clarify specifically who he didn't like and why he didn't want them in your Discord.
By the way, when I play video games, like, I even play Arc Raiders with volume off. I play Arc Raiders with volume off because that's how much I care about the content. I care about the content so much, I play Arc Raiders with volume off, okay? Do you know how hard it is to play Arc Raiders with volume off? You might as well close your eyes, okay? Because Arc Raiders is entirely navigational, whatever the fuck, by sound alone, okay? But like, this motherfucker is like fucking playing fucking Space LARPers, okay? Space LARPers 2, and somehow he needs all the noise. Oh my god, absolutely insufferable bitch, dude.
He didn't want fascists on the server, he didn't want white nationalists on the server, he didn't want transphobic people, conservatives in general who don't like trans things. Let me speak. This guy would hang out in the LGBT channel that we have on the server, had at the time, and he's the kind of person who advocates for, like, sex change surgery for children. Like, he's that far, like, left, right? So yeah, he just did not like, I think that especially is something that really bothered him, because he'd hang out with those kind of people all day, and he really cares about the whole, like, trans rights shit. So he didn't like, we had on the server who speak out against that, criticize that, yada.
It's okay for me to describe this as factions, right? He has one faction, you guys had another faction. Okay. All right. So do you dispute the accounting as told in the document in regard to some of your team being associated with peripheral discords that were shut down for TOS violations?
No, I would be very surprised if people weren't. But yeah, there are Yeah, of course. Like I don't dispute that at all.
All right, so I would follow up on that, and I'm looking at note while talking, so that's weird. So you're not concerned about having staff on your Discord? Like they're involved with Discords that have been shut down for TOS violations? Your feed doesn't matter. It's like whatever. It's kind of like Wild West situation. Like, I would like you to kind of elaborate on why it's okay to you. And I'm walking, so I'm not crying. Don't accuse me of crying. I'm out of breath because I'm walking.
So no, it's not that. I mean, I just don't really care about them being edgy on some other server that got shut down. Now, obviously, if they're on some server that was disabled for like CSAM or like revenge porn or something, yeah, I care about that. But if they're just edgy on the internet as young people, like I don't really give a fuck about that, to be honest with you.
Will you look at those imager links on that specific accusation in the document if you're able to quickly get to it? Because there's a series of conversations.
Real quick, while I'm I have no problems. You know, I'm happy we're adults and we're making it through. You know, your line of questioning. I have no problems getting through it. But I guess like, what is the takeaway that you want the audience to walk away from? Because obviously, like, if the so far what it seems like is Dooby got the politics server under less than ethical means, but he would probably stand by that action.
I would do it again.
And then you know, there are.
Who cares? Who cares about the okay, I'm gonna skip forward. I'm good, okay? I don't want to, dude, dude, I'm gonna totally be real, okay? I don't give a flying, fucking, loading, levitating fuck. About the founding of the politics server. I don't care. I literally don't give a fuck. Okay, moving along.
The track, how often people are playing Roblox, and do you guys do anything about connecting that to their behavior in chat? And do you moderate based on those stats? So you don't look for those.
We don't track the video games people play. But
you yourself told me how dangerous Roblox was.
Well, yeah, I was like I said, if you have a kid, do not let them on Roblox ever. Like,
well, your kids are fine to hang out with those. Like your server kids are fine. The kids in your server are fine to hang out with Roblox.
Kids or other adults from going to Roblox. Like that's
Why would you ban them from Roblox? They're on your server interacting with people. You would ban the person who is playing Roblox. That's where I would.
Literally every single person on Roblox is a second rumor. That's not what I'm saying.
I got you, but I'm contextualizing this with the sexual conversation that they're having in chat while they're playing Roblox, and there are minors in the chat.
So here's 2x. No, if I 2x, I am unable to process it. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not Steven, okay? I'm not Steven. I am unable to process it if it is at 2x. 1.5x is perfect for me, okay? Also, another thing is that if Roblox is so dangerous and that is like supposed to be for kids, how the fuck are you going to explain your server, right? How the fuck are you going to explain your server? Okay, so in this thing, you acknowledge that Roblox, you should never let your kids play Roblox because of predators this, predators that. Okay, why the fuck do you allow minors in your server then? Isn't that worse? Isn't that fucking worse? Like what are we talking about here? Anyway, let's continue along.
At the same time, and I'm taking those three
yeah, with the minor tags, so then you can point them out to like predators. What is wrong with you?
3 dichotomies, and I'm making a picture here, and I'm asking you to address that picture. I don't need you to sweep under it. I need you to be like, yes, it's okay for the Roblox player.
I also love how much these people have me on their minds, okay? Now add Westside Tyler to that bunch, okay? These people will all be a notch on my belt by the end of this, okay? I have taken down other people's careers, okay? It's happened, okay? Listen, okay? These people are just lining up for my kill streak, okay? All right? This is just what's happening right now, okay? These people, all right, they come in, they're like, oh my God, we're gonna go after Foodshops. Foodshops is such a soft, plushy trans woman. Okay, all right. We'll see. Okay.
Playing Roblox and like also talking on the server. Like no, like why would no?
I have evidence of that happening just the other day. 2 different Roblox.
Right, no, hold on. I'm not saying that people don't play Roblox. I'm saying why the fuck would we track people playing Roblox?
Because okay, they're on Roblox. Listen to my logic, and then Connor, I would love for you to tell me what I'm trying to say. You have someone in your chat, and they're having a sexual conversation with someone else in chat. It's flirty. It's not explicit. It's not TOS. It's perfectly within the.
Just keep in mind. I just want you guys to keep in mind, okay? That Queeman created me, okay? I created Queeman. Queeman created me, okay? He farmed my content. He A-logged me. He snarked me. He farmed me for years. Okay, until he no longer wants anything to do with it because it's too embarrassing for him, okay? Now I superseded him in subscriber count and relevance. It's over, okay? He's just another notch on the belt. He can keep streaming if he wants, but it's over, okay? The fight is over, all right? He's done, okay? Unless something happens, unless he blows up somehow, right? From some other thing, the fight is done, okay? My vengeance arc took 3 years, but I've done it, okay? So fuck you, all right? It's happened. It's done. You're done, okay?
Realm of okay, and there are minors in your chat, and there are minors identified and unidentified in your chat that may or may not be interacting with this person.
And this guy's like the top snarker for Steven. Steven, okay? Just saying.
In DMs, and they're playing Roblox for almost 47 hours straight, according to their testimony in that conversation. And I am saying you don't see that as a red flag for your staff to keep an eye out for?
No. And actually, I was going to say this might be like a boomer thing. I know that you're not like an internet
Sure,
person.
I consider me a boomer. I'm not an internet person.
So it's not uncommon for people to fudge their like now playing like banner on Discord. And it might say like,
why would they fudge Roblox?
Because they think it's funny.
Why would they fudge it? Why?
Because they think it's funny. So they might say they've been playing Minecraft for like 6 days straight or something. And they have
like an edgy joke?
Yeah, it's literally just a joke. Yeah. And this isn't like it's not even just that. Like they go with other games. They do it with fucking random statuses that they make themselves using like not bots. It's like there's a way to like customize exactly what the thing says. You're like playing. So
all right, Connor, am I crazy about what I'm asking? Connor, am I like out of left field with this question?
So what if I was to infer based off of the line of question.
Also, I just want to say that I have also beaten Connor. I've won. Connor is also another notch on my belt now, okay? Connor also went after me years ago. He literally debated Chud Logic back then because he thinks that Chud Logic was going too easy on me. I'm not joking, by the way, okay? And in addition, he fucked up his bangs too. Yeah, I think he cut a little bit too much, okay? Connor is also another notch on my belt, okay? Okay, I am allies with Dan now, okay? But I just want to say, in my opinion, I think I won the beef with Dan, okay? When we were still beefing, okay? But that's not relevant, obviously, right now, okay? Because we're supposed to be allies or whatever the fuck, right? But I just want to say that is also another thing that literally nobody else can put on the record, okay? But
the picture that I think you're trying to paint, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that the server, if you're not tracking the mods in specific behaviors, in moderation decisions, in reference to a video game that's popular with predators, and you have a mixed age space of adults and minors, then how are you not promoting?
You guys are allies that may return. You were never here. I don't think you were ever here. Like even when I was beefing with Dan. Like even before I was beefing with Dan, I think you disappeared for some reason. Yeah, even before all that.
A vulnerable community that would lend itself to abusive behavior. I'm assuming that's where you're going.
This is exactly what I'm saying.
Right. So, but then I think that from my perspective, I would kind of just I would just say, Dooby, what is your rationale behind? So for instance, like,
okay, I just want to clarify. Okay. What the fuck? I love Dan now.
My Discord, to my knowledge, is 18 plus. And the reason why is because we don't want to have any minors who might get, abused, groomed, sexted with, fucked with, whatever. We just, we don't want to take on that kind of liability. When they turn 18, they're more than welcome to come in and participate in political discourse. We also don't have a lot of sex topics. Like I actually think we're relatively anti-gooner. I don't think we post porn or anything like that. So then my question to Dooby is, why is it so important to have a mixed
How long have you been streaming? 3 years.
Age space? What is the minimum age for the Discord? And I would probably start there.
Sure. So really quick, I just want to post this in the chat so you can see what I'm talking about. Like this guy, it says his account says he's been playing this game for 23 hours, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. He has absolutely not been playing that game for 24 hours. Or, yeah, almost 24 hours now. Like people just will fudge their profile sometimes because they think it's funny or whatever the fuck. Just FYI. So why do I think it's important to have minors? So the minimum age for the server is 13, because that's Discord's minimum age for being on the platform. So if we have like a 12-year-old, and we've had a few of them, we just ban them until they come back when they're 13. And there's been talk about pushing that to 16, but it's difficult to even confirm that. So I think for now we're living at 13, and it's been there for years. The reason I think it's important is because I think that if you
Was that blown up quick if people have already A-logged you for years? Yeah. People I remember what people said back then. They said that my career would be dead in the crib, basically. Like, oh yeah, you have a baby career, but you're dead in the crib, right? Strangled in the crib or whatever. Because of the lollygate shit. Because nobody wants lolly related allegations right out the gate. If you start with that right out the gate, chances are it's over for you. Chances are you'll not make it. But good thing that Steven is open-minded.
These kids are going to be on Discord anyway. And I don't think it's realistic to think that we, with a community as large as we have, and pushing this community out to people in the way that we do, we used to do a ton of AMAs. We haven't done them much in the last year just because I've been way too busy to do the networking I used to do. But if you're doing a ton of AMAs with big content creators and politicians and religious figures and whatnot, it's just totally unrealistic to think that you're going to be able to keep all the minors off. So it just makes more sense to me. I understand that these people are going to be on Discord anyway. That a lot of these kids, typically in high school, and have an interest in politics, they have an interest in debate, they have an interest in religion, or they just want to hang out and make friends on the internet. I think it's totally normal to have them in the space. This is not an NSFW space. We don't allow people to post porn. We don't allow people aren't getting naked on cam and shit like this. I think it's totally normal to have them in the community. And it makes a lot more sense to me to punish the people who would target them rather than punish them by kicking them out of the space. Because I think what happens typically in those cases is they will move to some other political server that's less well moderated, less careful about less careful about what minors are saying, what minors are doing, what minors are posting, allowing them to get on camera and shit like that. And they might be harmed there, right? So to me, it just makes it more
Yeah, Brianna Wu and Connor.
Sense to me, if they're going to be in the space anyway, or on Discord anyway, looking for this kind of server, might as well have them in ours so that, you know, we can try to make sure that they're in ours.
Like, power talk to him for 2 minutes.
So,
I was just going to say I'm still playing the game or whatever, but I guess like I understand
Stop
objecting to
playing
it.
the
I understand
game,
saying I think
please.
that's dumb or reckless or, you know, something bad's going to happen or something like that. But that's
Wow, I sure love when somebody in the game in a cutscene begins speaking literally at the same time that Counterpoints is also speaking. He's just such a terrific streamer. He's so good at all of this. I'm crashing out over the fact he's talking over the fucking voiceover of the game. This is his worst crime. This is actually his worst crime. Okay, this is it. This is the peak. This is his worst crime. Okay, that's it. Boom.
not really the kind of criticisms that I've seen levied at Dooby in the chat, in the Discord, in whatever, or DGG.
Okay, play Space Marines 2, I guess.
What I've seen instead is the insinuation that
Or I like to call it LARP Fest 2, LARPCon divorced mode. Okay.
he is creating a hostile space specifically so predators can predate on vulnerable kids, and then he can, you know, collate and inventory endless amounts of child pornography that he claims he's reporting to law enforcement, but actually he's maintaining for a personal inventory of child sex abuse material. So that's where for me it's like, you know, are we arguing that he's being reckless with his moderation in reference to the Twitch and YouTube political space? Are we arguing that he's a secret predator? Like, are we arguing that he's a enabler of predators? What's the argument?
My particular, like, personal judgment is that Dooby has an
Okay, here's my judgment. Ready? Number one, I have two big problems with Dooby. Okay, like obviously you can point towards everything else. I can say he's weird, he's a weirdo, I don't like him, blah blah blah. Right? That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. 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 I think that Dooby should not be throwing stones from a glass house, okay? If he's going to be going after Steven, he better make sure that his record is squeaky clean, okay? You can't just go at Steven and snark on him when you have a history with PDF files in your fucking server and PDFs everywhere and PDF dramas everywhere. You have like 10 years. You have 10 years worth of history with PDFs, okay? And you want to invite innocent PDFs, supposedly innocent PDFs, to talk with minors from your Discord server, something that I don't even want to happen. I don't even want that to happen, okay? And you know who I am. I don't even want that to happen from my end. Isn't that insane? Number two, okay? You yourself in a vacuum should be investigated. Because in my opinion, if you are screenshotting CSAM, okay, and you are screenshotting all of this shit, okay, and there's no evidence you're sending any of this to police. You talk about sending this to police. You talk about it a lot, okay? That's all talk. All talk. Nothing to substantiate anything you've said. Aiden still isn't doing his due diligence to collect that shit, okay? So I know he's not doing anything, okay? Love the sweeping, all right? You are heinous. Okay, you are heinous, all right? It's these two big reasons that I have a problem. If these two reasons were gone, I don't give a fuck if you're donating to them. I don't even give... bro, you might as well just be another one of these snarkers, okay? I don't give a fuck, okay? All right? But it's these two specific things that absolutely make you out to be more of a primary target, in my opinion, okay? This is why you are that, okay? You are that person. You are the boogeyman, okay? Because you are a boogeyman, all right? Unironically, the boogeyman, okay? Yes.
Say for minors just
CSAM boogeyman, okay? Okay.
And that he advertises it as a family kind of friendly Discord, I would argue, on particular specific occasions. So that's where I'm coming from. I am not trying to nail Dooby on any kind of outlandish like thing. It was very realistic and very grounded in the realities of running a 100,000 or higher person Discord.
Yeah, I think that so I don't think it's true that I advertise as like a family friendly server. It is true that we don't allow, it's not an NSFW server, right? So we're not allowing people to post porn. We're not allowing people to post nudes. We don't let people get naked on camera in the voice channels. And the reason we have the minor roles is so that we can make sure, one, people know who the kids are, so they know not to interact with them in inappropriate ways, but also so that we can restrict the firms. So they're not posting pictures of themselves. So they're not
wait, CSAM Dooby man? Perfect.
getting on camera, right, in the server. Because obviously we don't want people to do that. And if people are going to have more adult...
That rhyme? No, it's more of a partial rhyme because it's only the A sound, but not the ending consonant.
Enter conversations about whatever, or they want to have a conversation they're not comfortable with having around children. There's a command they can use to quickly ban them from the channel, and that's it's very, very convenient.
All right, let's go. Let me move on to the next section then. Right?
This is topical.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I just feel like a lot of the criticisms come from people who don't understand the platform they use. So
this is what we're here for.
No, I understand. So the other servers that kids tend to hang out on Discord are like social servers, like Chillzone, like Dad's Cord, like that anime soul server. So these servers are much bigger than mine, like hundreds of thousands of people, 400,000, 500,000, and far less moderated. And they allow kids to go on there and get on camera with a bunch of randoms in the room. They have fucking huge issues with grooming and
yeah,
these communities are targeted by groups like 764, 098, etc. For victims, right? So
yes,
so from my perspective, if we kick them out, they're going to be on Discord anyway. They'll likely end up in one of these communities or one of the smaller communities.
Certainly.
And it's either created by or targeted by groups like 764 and 098 to sextort minors. So
I think that's entirely fair. Do you guys still allow linking to Roblox Discords on your Discord?
We don't allow advertising on the server.
You have almost 100 links to Discord servers. Some of those links are still active, and you can just find them by searching.
Wait, so you're talking about like the partner channel? Like, so we don't allow advertising without permission. So if they're...
I'm just asking you very, very, very simple, very simple. Do you allow linking to Roblox side Discord servers?
I'm sure. I don't know. We might have like there might be one in the partner channel, but it's not something we ban.
It's not a violation of your server policy to link to Roblox side servers. What about those servers you just mentioned, the ones that are like full of problems or whatever?
No, we allow people to. I think we allow partnerships with them, but I don't think we. I don't think we have a. There's like a set of rules we have, right? So one, it can't be an 18+ server, and it can't be a server that has. I have to pull it up now in the chat. It can't be a server that we think is like dangerous. Like, so it can't be like, for example, an 098 server, right? Or a server.
Well, what about the servers you just mentioned? What are those servers that you just mentioned? What were those servers you just mentioned?
Like Daddy, Chillzone. I don't think we have any partnerships with them. No.
There's no partnership, so you would not be linking to them because you're not a partner.
Not that I'm aware of, but I don't have.
And it's against like you can't just put random links in any of the chats too, right? That's gonna get modded.
Yeah, no, that should be automatically deleted.
Cool. I'm asking because I did find all those Roblox links. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
they're probably old partners.
The Roblox, they're being Roblox server.
Okay,
like,
all right.
The Roblox does have an issue with that. It's just it doesn't mean that everybody on there is that. You know.
I feel like you answered your minor justification why you have the tags. Okay, like I would ask you why you think that it's not putting the burden of safety directly on the minor as opposed to you shielding the minor by not allowing the conduct that would hurt the minor. Like, I would like you to maybe give me that logic.
What do you mean by that?
When you call out a minor who has been anonymous on your server as a minor and you put a tag on them, it makes them a target, and you've agreed that does. And I'm not saying that that's how predators find their prey. I'm saying it literally just puts a target on them. It just says, oh, this is the person is a minor. It targets them for harassment. It targets them for bullying. It targets them for estrangement from the community.
Okay, here's a question. Okay, get ready. So Dooby typically says the reason why we put a minor tag is so then they don't have image perms, and so then they don't have like video cam perms, right? Well, if that is true, then why do you label them with a pink label? Isn't the best way is to have like a label that is not like really a minor label, but it's like nondescript, and also like nobody can tell that it's about minors, but at the same time you can still label them so then they aren't able to do anything? Isn't that the best way? So why the fuck are you labeling them with pink? If you want to disable their image perms and everything, you can do that, okay? But you don't have to label them pink. You don't have to label them as a minor tag, right? You can just paint the tag as invisible. Why is the tag visible? Every single server settings can paint the tab as paint the role as invisible. Okay, it doesn't even have to show up. It doesn't even need to have a color. Okay, so the question then becomes why does that supersede everything? Why is it that the minor tag supersedes all the other tags, despite the fact that you say you claim that you want to protect them? So I call bullshit, and I'm just gonna say that you're just trying to enable grooming to take place so then you can feel like a superhero, okay? So then you can swoop in and save the day, so then you can satisfy your own ego. You're allowing minors to get groomed so then you can feel like CSAM Batman, all right? I'm good, okay? You are heinous. You are evil, all right? This is some like fucking America shattering the Elden Ring in order to cause the conflict, in order to like get everyone to become better type shit. Like, yeah.
I imagine I imagine a minor who's pretending to be not a minor for a while and gets outed as a minor. I imagine that hurts their friendships in that community. I'm saying you're putting a burden on the minor by highlighting them. And I'm wondering if you have logic for why that feels safer to you than hiding the minors.
Okay, but so all those things you just went through, right? So it might hurt their friendships or something. I think it's good that it might influence or impact their friendships, because if there's an adult who's been forming a friendship with somebody who they don't know is a minor, I think that adult might want to know so they don't speak with that minor about an inappropriate thing. Right? Not even like necessarily having some kind of relationship, but even just like talking about sex or something, or making jokes that are like adult.
And you would agree that the inverse of that is absolutely true, where someone where previously was not interested would maybe be interested now that they see that this person is
possible.
But you must admit that the logic allows for that.
Yeah, like I said, it's possible, but that's typically not what we see. Typically what we see is people will call into the server, and it's not so much about them targeting minors, so they just don't give a fuck that someone's a minor, is more what it is. But there have been people over the years who have specifically targeted minors. But you know, that's just, these minors are like, it's very easy to suss out that somebody's a minor, typically.
What's the guideline for
that whole thing that happened with Foodshops, right? That kid was tagged on our server like 2 years ago because it was very obvious they were a minor.
Damn, these people cannot keep me. By the way, this is before I even entered the chat. This is before I even entered the chat. I don't even know why the fuck they're bringing me up out of nowhere, okay? Dooby, listen, okay? Dooby is added to another, like, it's like the list keeps on growing. The list of ops just keep on growing. The list of ops that cannot keep me out of their brain, okay? I think there's something like maybe fundamentally broken about having like a trans woman specifically like going after you. I think there's something that is both like exotic, sexual, and like enticing, but at the same time makes you angry about like a trans woman going after you, because it's the only possible explanation at this point, okay? Because I think that having someone like a girl with a penis like going after you must be like the most like erotic experience you have ever had in your life, something that your wife literally cannot even like give you, and you're saying like, oh well, me giving you any kind of negative attention turns you on, because that is the only way this can make sense. All right, the only reason I'm ever this big in the first place is because people like Dooby give me the attention anyway, right? So if I'm really such a problem, then why are you doing it, right? Like that's the real question. Okay, because certainly, you know, none of this is my fault. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. All right, yeah, none of this is my fault. I'm good, man. I'm only relevant. I'm only relevant because these people give me relevance. Okay,
just when they were talking in chat, or they went to the voice channel, it's very obvious this was a kid, so they were tagged, so that people knew not to engage with them that way, right? So that's, you know, it just makes a lot.
If they're talking about the person who is making allegations against me, that person is like a total liar, schizoid person, okay? Apparently they've been banned from like so many fucking Discord servers because they just constantly been lying, honeypotting people, lying about people, making like 5 different alt accounts. I'm pretty sure like the names that they have had throughout the years is like Ica to Bell Comment to Queen Comment to whatever the fuck. They have like 8 different fucking alt names because like they're trying to go around like fucking doing all that shit. And then apparently somebody found like the example of them being on a fucking panel, all right, like a few years ago on a Wake panel, and they don't even, and apparently they're like trans, I think. They don't even sound cis. So yeah, apparently this isn't even like a girl. It's like some dude. I don't even know how old this person is. Do we even know if this person's a minor? Who the fuck knows, right? So yeah, like at this point, like this shit is retarded. So whatever, it's fine.
That Foodshops didn't have that type of
sorry, this is incredibly relevant. So I'm number one, I'll stand by my earlier statement of like, well, I just, you know, I don't think it's worth the risk, but I'm a different human being than Dooby. So I would just say, hey, it's not worth the risk. And if he says, well, I disagree, I think that it's important for, you know, adolescents and teenagers to be able to form their opinions while interacting with the world, and therefore, you know, I would
But it's not a safe space. It's not. It's just what are you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my.
Rather provide as safe as a space as I can. Blah 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 blah. I don't think it's worth the risk, but whatever. You know, that's no skin off of my ass. When it comes to the Foodshops thing, what's fucking crazy about this is we have DGG currently labeling Dooby a fucking for, you know, moderating the server in a way that they don't like. Meanwhile, Foodshops, who is currently like the #1 fucking DGG dick rider fucking defender, she was fucking sexting a goddamn minor who wasn't labeled as a.
It was probably, listen, most likely, unless they absolutely prove their age, most likely it was an adult pretending to be a minor, because they haven't showed any kind of age verification or ID ever that they were a minor in the first place, ever. Not even in private to people like Aiden or Mrao or anybody, okay? Like these people, like again, she lied about her age, okay? She lied about her age, or he lied about her age. Yes, it was a guy pretending to be a girl that was 19 but was actually 17. Wait, is this just like Solo? Huh, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, like basically a mirror version of Solo.
Minor. Yeah. So like what the fuck am I supposed to do with that information? If anything, I think that the minor should have been fucking labeled. That way, we could have called out Foodshops and said, oh, she doesn't have plausible deniability with this one. No.
No, motherfucker, if the minor's labeled, why the fuck would I be contacting them in the first place? This is so stupid. What the fuck? You're assuming that if I knew somebody is a minor, like, I would go after them? Have you lost your fucking mind? What the fuck happened yesterday then? Okay, the person turned out to be a minor and I kicked them off the call. Like, I banned them from the server after letting them have like 2 sentences, like whatever. Okay, like literally, that's what I would do. I also, not only that, like, excuse me, how dare you? Okay, I date 25-year-olds. Okay, I date 25-year-olds and 26-year-olds. You can listen, you can believe it or you don't believe it. That's fine. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to believe it. Okay, but yeah, it's okay. I don't talk about my dating life for a reason, because you know, obviously I want to keep people safe. But at the same time, you know, just simply because it's relevant. But yeah, there you go.
This minor was labeled, and she still communicated with them in a sexual way, anyways, and that.
because I wasn't in the fucking politics server. Even if Bell Comment was labeled as a minor in politics server, they told me that they were 19. I was never in the fucking server, so how the fuck would I have known that they were lying? You're so stupid. You people are just absolutely brain dead, retarded people. Like, how do you even get up from bed without assisted living? How do you get up without like fucking people taking care of you or anything? Like, you are on assisted living, my duder. At least I earn my money that I then pay my rent for. Like, okay.
Be able to identify predators easily.
Right, and I think that's fair, and I appreciate the perspective on that. Let's try not to get bogged down in like community versus community dynamics, because that's not just irrelevant to what we're talking about. And, hang on, let me just.
By the way, this is all, okay, but apparently Counterpoints is totally okay being buddy with Mrao, with Dooby, right? All of these people who have had way worse evidence against them. By the way, it's not even close, okay? Just FYI, it's not even close. Way worse evidence against them, okay? Not even close, okay? Just want to say, not even close. Okay?
I just want to add a little 2 cents on this, okay? When I am told that there's plausible deniability from a person suspected of harassing a minor, my instinct is to laugh in the fucking face of that. What the fuck does plausible deniability in a non-court of law have anything to do with moderating a community when you can look at chat logs and you can reveal how a person is acting and you can just say,
also, again, remember, they're supposed to be fixating on Dooby, right? This is Dooby trying to defend himself, right? But the only reason why they brought me up, because it's a convenient attack vector, right? They have to turn everything into a convenient attack vector, just like how leftists turn everything into Israel versus Palestine, right? Not saying that Israel versus Palestine isn't an important issue, just like how you guys could have questions about my allegations, that's fine, all right? Like, I'm totally okay with that. But this constant obsession with turning everything into an attack vector is mentally ill. Like, that is like a fundamental, like, mental illness, and they cannot get it out of their heads. They have to turn everything into a Foodshops issue or a Destiny issue because they cannot imagine any other issue tangentially, like in of itself, by itself, right? For example, they cannot view like maybe the Democrats versus Republicans in the light that is not Israel versus Palestine. Whenever Hassan covers Democrats versus Republicans, he has to bring up Israel versus Palestine because this is the only vector in which he can understand that he is able to analyze, right? Just like how the only vector they try to analyze everything through is me and Destiny, right? Because remember, the reason why they attack people like Nicholas Diorio and all these other like motherfuckers, right, is through the lenses of anti-Destiny, right? Which is why they're pro-Hassan now, which is why they are pro-lefty now, which is why like anybody who is anti-Destiny, they're totally okay with now, right? Just keep in mind, this is exactly how they work, okay? Completely dishonest, completely lies based and just narrative spinning and narrative weaving and all of that stuff, right? This is why you need somebody like me, okay? I'm an anti-snarker, okay? I have the infrastructure needed to counter them. I am built to counter them, okay? It must happen.
Hey, this is inappropriate. You know there's minors on this server. Whether you knew this one was or not is irrelevant. There's no plausible deniability in these, and why don't you just have a harder rule on that?
Okay, so I think what you're touching on is that you think that we should ban all like relationship building, sexual behavior between people on the server, and I just think that's unrealistic and kind of silly. Like I said before, we've had families.
That's not necessarily what I just said. I understand that I said that, but that's not what I just said. What I just said is, why is there a plausible deniability clause that allows anyone to get out of trouble?
Fairness is important in moderation. I think that if you're running a community and you expect this community to trust your judgment, then you need to demonstrate that you're fair, that you're actually going to listen to what they say and actually look into the.
Don't have an appeal process for disciplinary action?
Of course we do, but
then what is the problem with being safe on the safe side versus? Oh, here's what I'm saying. You have two sides of a problem. One person says that they were a minor or whatever. The other person says, I don't believe this person was a minor, and that is the crux of what your argument just was. So what I would.
By the way, I just want to say that Connor is literally maintaining it as a lie, even though he probably has came across people in the space essentially saying that the person who is making allegations against me lied about their age, right? He is still maintaining it as a lie, even though he should know better because he is a fan of Slop, okay? Connor is a fan of Slop. He's been a fan of Queeman for 3 years now, okay? He's been a fan of the Snarkers for 3 years. This has always been who Connor is. This has always been Connor, okay? Everything that has transpired within like the last 2 months or so, that stuff you should not be surprised by. Connor has always been like this. He has always been my op. He has always been a liar. You have just not been paying attention. That's it. Or he has been feeding you lies, all right?
Say is, why not just lean on the minor side and not give any leeway to the person who's been accused of harassing the minor and simply just have
you broke up again.
And you
You're still breaking up. Okay, so while he's figuring that out, I'm just going to finish about this time. So I think fairness is important. It's something that we really drill into the mods on politics, right? That we do not want people to come on to the mod team and become little tyrants, right? Which happens sometimes. People get some kind of authority and they become little fucking tyrants, and they want to mute people for disagreeing with them. They want to mute people for annoying them. They want people like fucking detained for saying something about their mom or whatever the fuck. And that is not the culture that we have on the mod team. The idea is that if you're a mod on the server, you're going to get criticized. People are going to shit talk you because you're a mod, and it just comes with the territory. So if you can't handle that, just don't be a fucking mod. People are encouraged to cyberbully me on the server, talk shit about me, to spread whatever the fuck they want about me, because this is the kind of culture we have. The culture is users can shit talk about the mods all they want, and still, when these mods make decisions, we need those same users to trust that those decisions are made in good faith, that we're actually looking into all the details, and when we make a decision, it's because we think it's the best decision with all the available information.
How often are people?
Oh yeah, by the way, okay, I have also shown evidence, okay, I have also shown evidence that, again, Mrao is knowingly lying, okay, as in he knows that it's a lie, but he's still spreading it, right? I think that's really, really important to point out, okay? Like, that is a direct hit to his minuscule credibility that he has. I don't even know if he has credibility in the first place. Like, this guy is already like totally cooked. But like he is a knowing liar. He is. Okay. Back then, again, I'm pretty sure Mrao was actually the first person to ever cover my allegers logs. Okay. And he is the one who said that this Belcommon person is lying, a swindler, a liar. Okay. So he said all the way back then that this person was a liar. But then, now when it's convenient, because me versus you, now it's conveniently all true. Conveniently, we gotta go after Foodshops for this now. Okay. So you have no principles, no morals, no anything, and you're a loser, and you'll forever be a loser. You know, it is what it is. Okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, I understand. That's it.
If we just like knee-jerk ban somebody because there's an allegation made, that's going to ruin trust in the mod team. Right? Because the people aren't just banned; they're labeled. So if we find that somebody's actually fucking with kids, the ban is public. The reason they're banned is public. And if we have like logs that we can post for everybody, we post them because we want these people not just banned in our space. We'll reach out to other communities to get them banned there too.
You are worried about burning your mod's ability to moderate if you enforce a harsher rule about harassment that involves money.
Yeah. I think trust is important in the community, and I think when you start.
He was, and I remembered that night you raid into a morale. That's correct. Goddamn right. Now that you bring that up, you're right. That night in which Mrao said that I was innocent, I raided into him because I was thankful that he said that I was innocent. I raided into Mrao's live stream because he vindicated me on his stream as thanks. Okay? That's how much I was vindicated. That's how much. Okay? But now, all this time later, now you disagree with yourself 12 months ago, or whatever the time that happened, right? Now you disagree with yourself, like from 8 months ago, or 9 months ago, or whatever, right? Whoa, we're not even talking about me, by the way. Like, forget about me, okay? You disagree with yourself. You are a hypocrite, okay? You flip-flop your position from 9 months ago. You are a liar. You are a hypocrite, okay? You are shameless, okay? You're shameless, okay? Why don't you just sit on your stream and gawk at more photos of me and OnlyFans and whatever the fuck, okay? Just so you know, this guy has my OnlyFans saved to his computer. He pulled it up during stream. He didn't erase the OnlyFans tag at the bottom. Okay, this guy has my OnlyFans saved on his shit, even though I closed my OnlyFans down, okay? In addition, okay, he is also the one who is literally jerking off behind his cartoon cat avatar, okay? Wearing a fedora, like his avatar is wearing a fedora, okay? He's jerking himself off while, like, he's like gawk watching me like on his like fucking stream. Okay, fantastic. It's great. Okay, I love it when this guy is just masturbating in the middle of streaming and you can literally hear him masturbating. It's fantastic. Okay, this guy is disgusting. All right,
it's making like arbitrary decisions and banning people without any proper evidence, and yeah, you're gonna run the trust in the community.
All right, let's move on.
By the way, in case you think I'm joking, just so you know, every single time I've said something that sounds absurd and I bring up the actual evidence, it isn't actually absurd and it's actually true, right? Like, just to be very clear, this has happened time again and again and again. When I say you can actually visibly hear him masturbating, I'm not joking. Let me bring it up.
Your community currently automates, I'm sorry, I'm driving. Your community currently automates an automated message deletion process that I have observed. I can't tell if you are storing these messages in an alternate database or if you are permanently erasing these. But I would ask you, like, what is the administrative purpose behind the rapid deletion of the chat record? And how does it impact your ability to conduct retroactive safety audits or cooperate with platform regulators who may want to check the logs?
Everything is saved. So we have logs for, yeah. So it's cleared up because people, as we went over earlier, Discord's
Oh, perfect. I found it. Okay, guys, content warning, okay? Content warning. Content warning. Mrao is jerking off in this one, okay? Full content warning, okay? You have been warned, okay? Don't listen, okay? Listen to me, okay? All right? Listen, okay? You have been warned, all right? You have been warned, okay? Click off.
Like these are bite marks.
You have been warned, all right? I'm not gonna warn you again. This is Mrao actively jerking off, okay? On his stream, caught jerking off on his stream to me, all right? Listen, get ready.
Seems like these are bite marks. Bite marks from holding a prepubescent child's mouth shut while she them. Jesus Christ.
This is like, he's like streaming with one hand, right? Like this is 100% streaming with one hand, right? I think he has like a, what is it called? He's an exhibitionist. He's embarrassed, but he's turned down by the embarrassment, I think. 100% Mrao has like a exhibitionist fantasy thing, okay? He's like turned on by him being embarrassed, like.
Seems like these are bite marks. Bite marks from holding a prepubescent child's mouth shut.
That's my eczema, by the way, because I live in California and it's hot and sweaty. It's eczema.
While she them. Jesus Christ.
My ops are mentally ill, okay? My ops are actually mentally ill, okay? These people literally jerk off in public to me, okay? They are ill, all right? These people are insane, okay? Like, what the fuck? What? What are we talking about? Okay, anyway, great stuff. Okay, fantastic even. Okay, I'm so glad all of my ops are fantasizing about being pinned down by me and apparently biting my arm, okay? Because I'm pretty sure my only interpretation of that is that back then, Mrao was just basically imagining himself to be the underage child. That is the only explanation that works, okay? Really weird age play, but whatever, okay? I can't say I'm into that, but whatever, man. Okay, dude. Good for you, all right? But, you know.
AI moderation is garbage. And people have been trying to take on the server for a long time. So they will report messages. You can go, there's for a long time, you could actually go back and edit a message that you sent to make it look like somebody's answer was like pedophilic or something.
Was I exaggerating? Was I exaggerating? Was I exaggerating? So I said that I would show you guys, okay, literally audio-wise, that Mrao was jerking off to me live on his stream. Was I joking? Waiting. Was I even exaggerating? Oh, I wasn't. Literally everything I tell you guys is baked in truth. Right?
And then report that, and Discord will still ban the person. Like it was that bad for a long time. So for this reason, we clear chat logs just to avoid people getting reported for dumb shit, or people reporting the server for dumb shit, like, or even just like if the mods miss something. Right? We want to get rid of that too.
But so I could ask you to go look up the full context of any of my screenshots, and you would be able to produce the entire chat log for me because you have like an admin sort of access, and like the reason why I at my access level would not be able to see is I don't have the access. Is it in the same database, or is it just like moved off of the database? Like, I don't know.
Like, dude, just so you know, like everybody that I beef with is like at least like, okay, not to like flaunt this around, because in my opinion, I think it's really gay whenever somebody flaunts this around. Fine, okay? Sorry, it looks like I'm sucking a dick. Whatever. The ghost sticks, okay? The point is that, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I have a bachelor's in computer science. These people are either still in college, still in school, or they are dropouts. And they're like complete utter like basement dweller losers, okay? Literally by education alone. Literally by education alone, okay? Mathematics, physics, computer engineering, like brain alone. They cannot match up. They literally cannot match up, okay? I think that's what's so attractive about me, okay? It's a girl that's out of reach, and she has a cock. What? That's so hot. Oh my gosh. She's so, like, flirty and, like, snappy and full of wit and amazing and beautiful and pretty. And, oh my gosh, she has a cock. Oh my gosh, that's, like, amazing. Yeah, that's right. I'm unattainable, okay? I'm unobtainable. And I'm silly, okay? Which is, like, all the aspects of a girlfriend. I get it. I understand.
There are three. So there's one that's on the server itself. And then we have the mod mail server, which is a separate server that the mods have access to, where a lot of this stuff is still logged again. And then all the mod mail tickets are logged offsite, like on a separate platform.
What's your favorite? I feel like people ask this every single time I bring up the fact that I have a bachelor's in comp sci. Python.
Mod mail, but what about the chats?
Yeah, well, no.
But But I think that there's something elegant about C in assembly. Okay, we had to learn how to code in assembly. Great stuff. Registers.
The chats aren't logged offside, I think, but the
Chats
chats are logged
are
on the
retained
server
in the
and then on
Discord.
Discord.
What about the chats? What about the actual? That's just in the Discord.
Yeah, those
And
are logged on the Discord.
When I see that this message has been deleted, that is a misnomer. Like, what am I? I don't understand. Like, that's not really deleted.
There's a copy of a message that is saved in the logs in 2 different places.
You have a backlog of messages. All right.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things that I saw that weren't being moderated, and it concerned me the idea that you wouldn't be able to go back and audit.
If you're a program UBC, what fucking segfault error? Like whenever I mess up during and then I forget what the fuck was I talking about, would you call that a memory segfault error? Get it? Because you know C has segfault memory. You can manipulate the memory registers directly. Okay, whatever, that's fine.
The things that people have been saying to get the things that your automated like bots have missed and the things that your bots. Is there a system in place to just do that, comb through old records just to make sure?
Not really. So for example, if somebody so if you were to report something, like let's say something in the chat that should have been deleted and it wasn't, you can take a screenshot of that or get the message ID and send it to modmail. That will ping all the mods in the modmail server. And if they get to it like even the next day or something, they're usually really fast. But if they aren't fast for whatever reason, and they get to a day later and the message is gone, they can still go pull up the message into logs.
Okay, let's say that I am on your server and I have a harassment occur to me. Okay. Well, let's say that I do not immediately report this harassment within 5 to 24 hours. What if I wait 48 hours and I think about it? Do I have the ability to get a record of that harassment incident without having to remember the date, the time, and the context? How do I report that to you?
We can look up all the messages.
Why does any of this matter anyway? Like, Dooby has already admitted he's screenshotting CSAM. I just don't know why all these questions are being asked. Like none of this matters. Literally none of this matters. He doubles down on it too. It's not like he took it back, right? He doesn't take it back. He wants to die on this hill. Dooby wants to die on the hill of screenshotting CSAM. Then let him, right? Why give him extra avenues to explain his way out? Because it's just not relevant at the end of the day, right? I don't know. It's silly.
I have to retain that information. I can't go look that up myself.
If you're reporting harassment,
Connor's camera is crazy. Why did he make it so small? Because he's a small man. It's because he's a tiny little small man, okay? He's very diminished in personality and size, okay? He's a very tiny, small, itty-bitty, gross bug that I step on, okay? All right? What is Connor's most important day is just another Thursday for me.
I think it's important to know who harassed you. So if you just know the username.
Yes, but I would like you to acknowledge that victims do not always act rationally in the moment.
Well, then, okay, well, I don't know how anybody would report anything if they don't even know who did the thing. Like, I don't.
Right, so I'm asking you.
So even if you knew the word that was said, right, the specific set of words that were said, or two words that were said, we could look that up.
Yeah. Let me reframe this. Let me just reframe this. I can go find everything you've said to me on our Discord, and I can go complain about it, right? Okay. It's there, and I can just go search for it.
Just so you know, he is playing on a pretty easy difficulty. The warriors go down way too quick and he can take a lot of damage. Thank you for pointing that out. Connor also sucks at video games. Because usually when your wife leaves you or your girlfriend leaves you, you kind of lock in, okay? Everybody knows the best players are the ones called I miss her in Valorant, okay? In Valorant, the moment you have somebody called I miss her on your team, that's a 1 round. The moment you see I miss her on the other team, it's fucking over, okay? It is over for you. These people have nothing left to lose, all right? But this motherfucker, he lost his wife. You're just saying he's playing on the easiest difficulty? Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, man, you don't even play video games better than me, boy. Can you even call yourself a man anymore? I transitioned and I'm still manlier than you. That is crazy work. That's crazy work, my man, okay? It sounds like you need to go through a double puberty, all right?
As a basic, like.
But you know what? I'm so powerful that puberty has to go through me, all right?
I don't need special access. I can just go say, oh, that's right. 2 years ago, Dooby said it to me on Discord. I cannot do that at my level of access on your Discord. I can't go and find old chat logs. I can't audit your Discord at all beyond 4 to 5 hours at a time in your live logs. I don't know what you guys were talking about 2 weeks ago. So I'm asking you, how is it that you guys are maintaining an accurate system that doesn't have harassment issues slip through the cracks or grooming issues slip through the cracks?
So like I said, so this is something that happens once in a while, right? Where somebody will say, this person's been making this comment for like 2 weeks and I told them to stop and not stopping, yada yada. Like insulting, like let's say somebody got raped or something and somebody's bringing that up constantly to fuck with them. If that's happening in text channels, we can of course look up that person's messages for forever, for as long as it's been on the server, and look for those specific things that were being said. We can put the pattern together. We can find the messages of the person telling them not to say that, yada yada, and then we can put it all together. Like that's not difficult to do.
I would describe it like in my experience, and I'm not saying it's with Discord, but in my experience, I would describe it as a reactive policy. You are reacting to incidences, and you are not proactively trying to prevent those incidences from happening. So I would I'll move on to
I can't wait until the day dims and then the orange light right here begins to reflect off of my hair, and then it looks like my hair is on fire, and it begins to look like as if somebody from Dark Souls used like an ember. Okay, oh my god, it'll look so fucking cool. Okay, it'll look so fucking cool. The moment the sun goes and this thing hits my hair, oh my god, it just looks like, oh, it looks like I used the fucking humanity restore type shit. Okay.
You have,
I think it's possible to prevent that.
like from my observation, well, just from my observation, like I see users repeatedly pushing the boundaries on what they can say and what is okay, and kind of edgy, and making jokes and posting their anime pictures and posting this and that, and sometimes it's too much. And I see you guys are moderating those that are too much. I see the auto mod like nailing people for some stuff, and I see some stuff just drift up the history until they're deleted, and then I don't see any record of any moderation on that. And I just want to know, like, why would you say it's okay for your minor community to win in the same circle as the edgiest people on your Discord who are saying the edgiest things that are just under TOS and just under being modded, but you're still kind of like, I'm a boomer and I'm kind of prude, so what the fuck is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're saying you're protecting minors, or you're just allowing that and it's fine because I'm a
think
prude.
you're,
Is that the argument?
I know, but I think you're not being realistic about what people engage with. So I don't think there's anything on our server, for example, that these kids aren't going to run into on TikTok. In fact, I think they're going to run into more. One second, please tell me.
I'm not asking you all the platform. No, compare yourself to other platforms.
Let me please.
Talk about yourself.
Oh my god, just let me finish, please. So they're not going to run. I think they're going to run into worse things on TikTok, and also other spaces, but also in high school. If they're in school, they're going to hear edgy jokes. They're going to hear sexual comments. If they turn on the TV, they're going to hear sexual comments, see sexual shit, and hear sexual jokes. Like,
I already made the joke. Like, back in our day, we just stuck them all in high school, and then that was it. That's where they learned to be shits in high school. Okay, we didn't just let them go on the internet and be all fucked up everywhere. I'm not saying there's not bad places, and I'm not saying that you're wrong.
They get a social interaction online. So yeah,
I'm not saying you're wrong on your logic about kids wanting to be bad and wanting to.
Bro, if adults can get crash outs online from like all these snarkers and shit, then how do you think a kid would react? How do you like? I feel like I'm asking. Am I the only one asking the right questions? Like, how do you think a kid would react? I don't think they would react too well.
To do adult things. I'm not saying that logic's wrong. I'm asking you
I'm
about
not even talking about, like,
your opinion and your
like just
policy.
making edgy jokes, right? Being like a little bit making lampshade jokes about the
That's adult.
All right, fuck it. I'm gonna play Arc Raiders.
Being adult, yeah, that's called being an adult. Yep, making edgy jokes is being an adult. 100%. Yes, my 6-year-old can't make edgy jokes. She's not an adult.
Yeah, but a high school student would.
That's right, and it's adult behavior that they're anyway. How are we having an argument? Let's not argue about that. I already conceded I'm not arguing with that logic. So let's move.
Who is Westside Tyler? Apparently he's like an ex-military person with like severe brain damage, and he goes online, makes a fool of himself, and thinks that he's cooking. I don't know. I think that you know, he's kind of a struggle fest.
Move on from that. I'm asking you about why do you think it's okay for your users to have the edgiest, most just under TOS behaviors that I've looked at? Why is that okay for you, for the minors to be involved in that? Your argument is that it's just saying.
I think you're maybe a little too sensitive about stuff.
That's fine. I'm trying to figure out. You're just saying that I'm a prude.
That's not even me like bashing you, right? I'm just saying I just don't think you're used to the culture.
I think it's a fair argument. I just want to
but to be clear, like, we don't allow, like, it's true that sometimes they go a little too far, right? They do test the boundaries, right? That's kind of the, there are users that test the boundaries all the fucking time. And sometimes they need to back the place.